Okay, hello, let's try this again. So, back to the Elohim. Can you kind of see it? Okay. So, you can see we're all part of the same energy, right? So, and this is what they showed me. I didn't even make this up. This is what they showed me, exactly how it works. This is a metaphor. They explain things in metaphors. There's a few different ways of explaining it, but this was one of the metaphors of how this works and how they explained it to me. The Elohim explained it to me. So, so every once in a while, so the demon is like on the back of the Elohim, like down here, like hanging out. And every once in a while it flips up, the demon flips up. And the energy that is working is the demonic energy that is working. But look, it's still a part of the same Elohim. So the Elohim uses the demonic energy for whatever purpose it's serving. It works for the Elohim. So that's why there's no reason to ever be afraid of demons or devil or Baphomet or whoever whatever evil energy you're worried about. It's still all a part of the Elohim, and it's serving some kind of purpose. Maybe I don't understand like all of the purposes or whatever. You don't understand all of the purposes, but it's serving some sort of purpose. So that's basically what's happening, and you can control interacting with the demons or not through the previous methods I have taught you in my videos. That's why I keep harping on those. Because if you start spiraling down into anxiety, excuse me. If you start spiraling down into anxiety, or if somebody's cut off from their heart energy, if somebody's cut off from their heart, they're attacking you, that's what's going on. And so how you combat that is you go into your heart. Or you drop the story. Because as I said before, this is all a simulation. This is all just a story. It's like a movie that we're living through together, that we're walking through together. It's a movie, but you're in the movie. That's like another one of their metaphors. Because we come down here because being this guy gets really boring, believe it or not, because there's no duality when you're this guy. So in spirit, this is who we are. This is the bigger part of us, okay? And it gets really boring to be, I guess, that peaceful all the time, having no duality, having no conflict or anything. So we come into duality to experience these chains of events that we call life. And that is the reason for all of the sickness, and whether it's mental sickness, like people that harm other people, or if it's this physical sickness, coronavirus, or if it's the fighting, it's all a part of like the movie. And what they said was, guys, sorry, can you hear that? Probably. Because I keep posting about all this pedophilia stuff or whatever, because it really freaking bothers me that these children are going through this, right? But they're still all part of the same energy. Even the children, they're all part of that same energy. But because I was like, well, why can't we get rid of harming children, and the entity, the being, said to me, we can't get rid of duality. Duality serves a purpose. It keeps you in the physical realm. If there was no duality, we would all ascend into spirit. Are you ready to not exist anymore? And then I watched my shaman teacher, Alberto, I forget what his last name is, but he's the owner and founder of Four Winds, and he said that he put his name into the fire last week. So he must be getting the same messages as me, that, this is a breakdown of maybe everything that we know. I mean, 5D is not physical, so I guess there's a good possibility. It sounds so crazy, right? It sounds really crazy when you say it like straight out. Like, there's a good possibility we might ascend into actual 5D, which is in spirit. But yeah, so when you get rid of duality, you ascend. You ascend into 5D is the main thing. I feel like I'm kind of forgetting like a little part of that, but so all of the anchors that you have if you feel like a lot of people are coming at you, they're trying to anchor you down into 3D. Or if you're having like a lot of frustrating moments, sometimes we just have like a lot of frustrating moments. Those frustrating moments are actually anchoring you down into 3D. The way Max Spears talks about it is like, the Illuminati, whatever, it's just a word. Again, when you have all these I'm explaining it to you and maybe triggering it to you, and you might start to have your initiations through hearing about this stuff that I'm talking about. But it definitely helps if you go through it yourself. Words don't teach, but I can only do my best to explain it to you guys. I lost my train of thought. I hate it when that happens. Oh gosh. The initiations. Okay, Max Spears. So Max Spears explains it really well with the black and white tiles. I have black and white tiles in my kitchen, which always makes me think of that. So it's like when you have duality, the black and white, if you have the fighting, they don't care if you're right or left. They don't care if you're right or left. They don't care if you're what religion you are, because a lot of there was a lot of religious wars or whatever. They don't care what you subscribe to, as long as you subscribe to something and you cause the fighting. Because if you're causing the fighting, then you're causing 3D to form. Without the fighting, without the friction causes 3D. So if you let go of all the friction, you ascend. And yeah. So, I mean, that's the rumor, that we're ascending into 5D, So, am I ready for those kids to not be hurt anymore? Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. And if that means that, life doesn't exist in the 3D realm, I see no problem with that, as long as children aren't being hurt. That's my personal opinion. I know it's probably sounds really terrifying. Just remember, we came from spirit, if that's what's going to happen. This is the first time you're hearing this. That's where we come from. We are spirit first and foremost. We are spirit. We are spirit. We are spirit. We are spirit. Then we manifest into physical form or material form after that. We have already come from spirit, so there's nothing to really be afraid of. Okay, I think that's it. So if you encounter a demon, did I talk about that? If you encounter a demon, what do? You go into your heart, which is what I keep talking about. You go into your heart. You can drop the story too, if there's a demon in your room. If there's a demon in your room, you can drop the story. You can ignore him, and that will kind of make him go away too. So you can do both. If you go into your heart, the demon will transform into a higher angel. So again, you can see how this world is based on vibration. And it all starts with your own vibration, which is why people always say you're not a victim, but you kind of are. Oh, so what causes the kids to get hurt and everything like that is vulnerability. So when you're vulnerable, that's when you get hurt. So like, for example, like every like child trafficked or whatever, they were in a vulnerable position. You know, their mother didn't have money, or you know, they were the kid itself was homeless or something like that. And so when you are vulnerable, that's when you might encounter a demon in the physical realm or in the spiritual realm. So that's why it's important to not be vulnerable as much as you possibly can. And that's why it's not good for you to be watching these videos if it's causing you anxiety, because it's making you more vulnerable, and I don't want to do that. So so yeah, it's like it's a process, you know. It took me 2-3 years. So go easy on yourself, you know, if you're trying to get this and you haven't gotten it yet. It took me a couple years. So, and drop the paranoia. Just drop the paranoia. In truth, there is really nothing to be afraid of. And it's sort of like a Chinese finger trap. It's like the more you struggle, the more paranoid you are, you know, the more, the harder it is to get out. But if you relax and you go together, then you can get out of the trap. Okay? All right, I think that's enough. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.